Anyway, I've learned something very valuable today. uh, that's how that goes. Anyway, uh, yeah, I've said before that I'm new to the whole streaming thing. Still kinks I'm working out. And that's why in the VOD, this video is starting mysteriously late. Why? Don't worry about it. Fuck you. Um, okay. Right. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, Helldivers. So, we need to do the thing. What is the thing? Decide what armors we want to use for a set of Helldivers stickers. Yeah. Okay, we've got a set of all of them. Right. So, okay. I've figured it out. Are you ready, folks? This is annoying. I can't really use the pictures here. Alright. Yeah, the quirks are doing productive stuff live. Sometimes it doesn't make for the best material. SC34 infiltrate 4. That gives it away. No surprise anymore. You guys all know because I said it. Ah, there's a good picture. Give me one. Save. Hopefully that avoids the scratch disk issue we had last time. That's the annoying thing about Photoshop is those scratch disks. We've got the FS23 Battle Master. Thank you. Then what's the next one? DP40 here, the Federation. Oh, wrong. DP40 Hero. And the last one is our basic, the BO1 Tactical. Excuse me. You're excused. B01 Tactical. Here we go. So one fun thing about Helldivers, I was at a con. I don't typically go to cons. I'm not really a con guy for the most part, but I do go to them sometimes. And if you've gone to any con in the past, since Helldivers came out, what you've seen is a lot of people wearing some pretty good looking Helldivers cosplays. And I actually asked one of the guys there who was like, yo, it's a good fucking cosplay. How'd you make that? And he's like, yo, 3D printing, dude. They've got 3D printing templates of like a whole bunch of Helldivers armors online, and you can just download that and use like, it's a big print. You got to have a big printer, but you can like, you can just print that shit and put it together. And I'm like, yo, that's fucking awesome, man. And it's nice. It's cool to like see these dudes who are like in, it's cool to see a lot of people who are like consistently in these, whatchamacallits, like good quality costumes. It is fun to see that. All right. So we got our lineup here. Our lineup. Let's bring the big guy over. He's got to be with his friends. Look at him. He's all alone. There, he's with his friends now. All right, so we get a sniper, a leader, a sample collector, and a heavy gunner. That's what we're gonna do. Let's write that down. Because just like the Lethal Company, just like Lethal Company, Helldivers is a game about teamwork. Like, if your group is coordinated, if your group is together, that's gonna be so much more effective than if you're just on your own doing your own things. I've literally seen that in games that I've played. If you're like at a high level and at least 3 of the 4 people are like on the same task working together, you get it done. You get it done. If you're just like soloing it and just running around doing your own thing, you don't get it done. Period. So same thing with Lethal Company, where if you're just uncoordinated, you mostly die. It's your odds are much better if you collaborate. That's the things the two games have in common. What they don't have in common is literally everything else. I was taken aback by what I just heard on the soundtrack. Anyway, I also just had my first pop-in on Twitch. That was fun. He was here for a second and then he left. It's fun. Damn, I haven't actually familiarized myself with the Twitch interface. Yeah, it doesn't really tell me too much about what... It doesn't really give me too much information about the stream. I get way more information on YouTube. YouTube tells me how long people stayed and like how many viewers pop-ins I got in the stream total. versus versus concurrent viewers, and also tells me how many stuck around. It's good. It's good. It's good. Okay. What am I? Damn. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, here. I meant to do this. Alright, so... Now, the one thing we gotta go for is, we gotta go for subversion here. We gotta go for cute. I'm doing kawaii. I'm kawaii pilled. I know what I'm doing. I've thought of it. I've conceptualized in my mind. So... I'm gonna have to get some weapon models to make this more accurate in the final, but here's the rough draft. Just like, look at this thing, it looks stupid. Let's make it gas-fired, that makes it look a little more cool. Everything is cool when it's an AK-47. And it has a muzzle brake. And a scope. See, now it looks cool, now it doesn't look like shit. And let's make this... I want to make this sketch that's not model accurate at all a little bit nicer, so yeah, there we go. There we go, now it looks like a gun. And that's our sniper. Bring this down. Aren't I a good singer? No, I'm not. Don't worry about it. He's focusing super hard for Super Earth. See, the challenge here is I want to portray the detail of the helmets, but we got to make the head big because chibi. I say this like I'm doing a real chibi. I'm not really doing a real chibi here. This is like frickin'... I'm like using that as inspiration, but like... It doesn't follow the rules. I don't have any formal training. I haven't learned the way of the chibi. We gotta give the man a little squint. We gotta give the man a squint. There we go. That's approximate. This is just the roughest of the rough here. What we're going to want to do is, let's also use our Lethal Company guys as a guide for how big these guys should be in this canvas. This is a rough. Get it? I'm a dog. Okay, name this wrong. It's annoying. Yeah, this is a rough of a rough. We're gonna have to go in for a little more refinement, a little more this, that, potentially the other thing. All right. Okay, here's the sample collector. Nah, fuck it, I like drawing on the checkerboard. So if you're unfamiliar with Photoshop and you were born yesterday, the checkerboard means transparency. It's a visual indication that I'm on the canvas, but what would be behind what I'm drawing if this was an exported photo would be complete nothingness. Transparency. Trying to figure out where this arm would go. Just like that, probably. These legs would be a little bit bigger. Sample collected. So talk of visual communication right now. These particles are going to be important because they kind of form a trail from the top of this flower stem, which is missing the flower, up to the sample container. I think that's going to be the main way that I visually communicate that he's putting a sample in the container, because that's important, you know? That's important. Because these helmets have so many little pieces, because visually communicating what helmet it is going to be a matter of getting those pieces right, I have to be pretty specific. The little tunic is really important for the Helldivers designs. In terms of like what makes them distinct, it's a big part of it. That's a big part of it. Okay, that's him done. Excuse me. Then we'll scale it up, because what I wanted... The reason why I'm scaling it up is because I want to have the, like, overall size of these kind of consistent, like, in, sort of Redbubble store. It's really more of a fidelity thing than a, excuse me. A fidelity thing than a, size thing, because the sizes are going to be somewhat consistent. Right. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-ba-da. I'm singing along with music, can't you tell? Alright. The leader. We gotta have to structure these legs differently when I fully draw them out. You can see how I'm going very, very simple with the arms here. These are probably gonna need... I'm probably, like, I'm looking at this now, and it's like, there's a lot of... I've said this before, there's a lot of refinement I'm gonna need to do on these. A lot of refinement. The important thing now is just kind of getting down the basic ideas while they're fresh. And then going back and making them look decent later. He's got these big pauldrons. I never know. I don't know if I like the design of the tunic on these guys, on this armor, the uneven tunic. I don't know if I like that, you know? It's a design. I guess it's okay. I guess I'm not really a fan. What am I gonna do? Not play the game? Ah, as if. I'm gonna be obvious. I have another... Excuse me. I'm gonna be honest. I've got another idea for this one. A different idea, even. Where he's tripping, and as he trips, a stratagem comes out of his hand. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, yo, that's the one I should do, rather than this one where he's, like, looking at his map all puzzled. Because uh, it's Helldivers. You got to have a stratagem in your Helldivers. You got to feature a stratagem somewhere in your Helldivers sticker set, okay? You know, you got to do that. You know, it's like making a set of Lethal Company stickers and not including some sort of Sigurd reference, which I did. So here we are. This one's going to be dynamic, so we got to do an action line. Art pro tip, by the way, if you're like drawing and you're like, oh, I can't quite get this I can't quite get this pose right. One thing you can do is just kind of draw a line that's just like the central sort of line of the weight of the body and how it's bending from the feet to the head, following like the rough curvature of the spine and stuff like that. And that gives you a general plan to draw along. I learned that from a friggin' book I got in Michael's. This is better because one of the best parts of Helldivers too, one of the best parts I love is the clumsiness. Is the fact that you're not like a friggin' Call of Duty operator running around, sliding around, making pop 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 precision shots. You're running in Helldivers, you're like running and getting out of breath. You're tripping over shit, you're falling off ledges, you are you throw a stratagem and it bounces off something and comes back and lands right by your feet and it's like, oh shit, we gotta get out of here. Um, that's a thing I fucking love about the game. I think it's one of its strengths. Hmm. We got a problem. So we've captured the expression here, but connecting the eyes and maintain it is going to be difficult. Might just not bother. I don't know how I'm going to keep that up in the color, though. Not have it look kind of stupid. That kind of maintains it. Oddly enough. Yeah, that maintains it. We'll have to make some modifications, but I think we got it there. See, that's a lot more interesting. That's a lot more interesting. And of course, we're going to have the glow here, and it's going to be red. Oh shit, 500 kg coming in. I'm going to be honest. I am a little bit unhappy that they nerfed some of the enemy difficulty in Helldivers. Some of it was a little bit obnoxious. Like, it used to be, in the early days, those Berserker automatons, the ones with the chainsaw hands that would chase after you, those things took way too many bullets to take down. They were serious ammo sponges. There was basically no good way of dealing with them. And the fact that they were so numerous, even on lower levels, meant that they were like, that was a problem. And not a fun problem. But, excuse me. People were sharing images of like higher level maps that were like, oops, all Bile Titans. I'm gonna be honest, I think that I like that. I liked that because, like, the point of the upper Helldives, right, is that or at least originally my conception of them was that you don't spend a lot of time up there, even if you're an experienced player. Even if you're an experienced player, you don't go to impossible, you know? But I don't know, like, I get why they changed it, like, that's what I'm gonna have to look up and make sure it's on model. Let's actually change the stance here. He's got to lean into it. The recoil's got to be pushing him back, and he's got to be pushing against it. Like this. Let's make this a little bigger. Very basic. This one I might do some serious retrofitting, but we're just drafting right now. We're getting the basics down. Absolute frickin' basics. Excuse me, cancel you. Thank you. There we go. Super basic. This one looks like crap. I'm gonna have to be very specific about this helmet to get it right. But that's all of them. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to completely redo that one. He's got to be more like this. We got to have him off center a little bit. But the morning grows late, and I've reached a really good natural stopping point. So that's gonna be it for this stream. What am I doing? I don't know. That's gonna be it for this stream, for real. Yeah. Happy weekend, everyone. We'll be back next week with more daily art and then not so daily gaming. Yeah, playing a few games. I'm gonna be interested to see. I'm doing more and more gaming streams, and so I'm getting more and more analytics on YouTube, and I'm gonna be really interested to see what um categories, what things do better and worse in that regard. Um, because specifically with what searches people are searching for when they're looking for games, because what I found in the past is that people seem to like when I played Disco Elysium more than when I played Helldivers, but that's not true every stream. um so I don't know. I'm doing things, I'm considering, what's the word, I'm making movies. I don't know what I'm saying. All right, peace out. I gotta do the end card. I gotta do the end card. It's a ritual. I gotta do the end card. I am a slave to procedure. Bam. All right, there we go. End card. Good evening, day, good